I think it's time for me to unmute my silence since we so close to the election. I haven't said a word.
I know.
I've just been watching because we're in a very, very bad pickle. And the Democrats are doing what Democrats do. They scream boogeyman. It's like the old boy who broke the glass and hid his hand. He threw the rock. He knew he threw the rock. Everything is in their lap. Biden tried to kill Trump, and the shit went stupid. Then they sold the American people some dumb shit, but they can't explain how this boy got so fucking close. How in your records this boy is part of this gun club in the school.
Right.
In your records it showed that he paid all this money. He a Republican, but he gave donations to the Democrats. That's some dumb shit. Or that's a fantasy that you made up for a distraction. Then you got every time whistling motherfucker who got something to lose, except for your social entertainers out there trumping for Biden, even Harris. But then at the same time, you want to tell Afro-Americans this is good for you. But black people know her for what she is. When she didn't straighten him, when he sit up there and said he didn't know what color that heifer was, that was an indication that she was never on our team. She a chameleon. She gonna change like the wind. All you gotta do is let her have a set of thongs on. If she got tennis skirts, that bitch is over the net. And she hanging in motion. Cause she need to air all that pussy out. Okay? Then you find out that how you gonna have a child molester endorse you, but then you say you're gonna do something about child molester. And you do it at a funeral, which was nothing but a celebrity gala and a party for the Democratic Party to convince black people. Because Afro-American, he gone. You couldn't say that bitch with suit. I could tie a neck bone around that bitch's neck, he'll starve to death. That's real talk. That's how far they gone. They all in to the fantasy, which is America, have a good time, even when shit is ragged. It's all about the good time. It don't make a difference if shit is raggedy. It'll just go away. It'll fix itself. No, that ain't how that shit works. They never worked like that. They worked like that at 1863 when motherfuckers got tired of killing each other. So, it's a real conversation we can ready to have. So, you need to take a piece of paper and a notebook and come up with some questions. Because there's some shit going on public TV and the cable networks that bitches ain't paying attention to.
What do you think is the first and foremost thing that the people are not paying attention to? I mean, it's a whole lot of things, and I just can't understand how
the number one thing.
It's like we're under a spell.
Yeah, you're under a spell. You just roll with it. But if you have a child, okay, even though the child comes from a lineage of poor people, okay, because when you say poor people, we talking about mama cook, and then she go to work, and then it's the oldest that's taken care of because she didn't put a switch to their ass and know what time it is. Now motherfucker caught up in his electronic device. Now motherfucker caught up in his look. Now motherfucker caught up in his swag. Now this motherfucker caught up in his rap, his look, his persona. That period 80 came. That was the knife in the back. The number one thing they ain't paying attention to is they children. Because when you gonna sit up there and you gonna tell me, oh bitch, motherfuckers smell like Ben Gay, you can smell them halfway down the block, that you want to put a woman in there who believes in killing their children, regardless of what you feel a woman's right is. Even as a man, you have a right because you're condoning this behavior. You're condoning a woman, okay, a mother of a nation, bitch wore white, that she had a bunch of other stupid motherfuckers in Congress wear white. They supposed to be matriarchs. When did grandma? Because that's the attitude, because grandma all about the children, all about the future. She ain't no matriarch. And when you lean upon her in leadership, because one day that bitch got to sign paper to send your ass to a foreign land, or you make the wrong decision and say, well, I'm going to go in the military because I need to get the money, I need to get me some education. Then you find yourself getting shot at. She ain't the chick. She ain't the chick to send your son. She ain't the chick to send the left dripping of Mr. Charlie's right nut. I stand up for his ass in this party right here. That's real talk. That's old people talk. That's motherfuckers who paid the cost, unfortunately, to quote a man who did and they held his body in Atlanta, to be the boss. Now, at the end of the day, I'm watching the motherfucker like a rat in a maze, trying to find a way out, or trying to find a way to just make it to the next day. And in that, you know she ain't the chick. You know he was handled. That bitch was bumping into shit and talking to the Easter Bunny. All right? Where the fuck was she at? I bet she was near the bar because I need a drink or catch a motherfucker talk to the Easter Bunny. Real talk. Now, Democrats, by their numbers, and I done seen enough elections. I read the little caption and shit. I don't do braille. I got corrective lenses on, but I read the small print. -3, -2 marginal points. You know what that means? That means they don't know what the fuck's going on. They just trying to see a breakthrough or a motherfucker fuck up. And at this junction, and even a bitch might disagree, but I'm trying to keep the lights on. There's a whole lot of motherfuckers like living in the bush, but I don't like living in the bush. So I'm going to advocate from the position of the motherfucker that don't want to live in the bush and get a nut when he open up his refrigerator and the light come on. I'm talking about all down my leg. It's a wonderful thing. Repopulation is the bliss when it comes to that shit. Now, Trump is the man. I called him once. I'm calling him again. Even though that bitch, I done met motherfuckers like that. You done met motherfuckers like that. But he's smart enough to know if he gets this second chance, he can put this bitch on top because everybody's going to be looking at him to fail. He been the Teflon Don. They can't stick shit on him. They keep throwing shit at him, and shit keep bouncing off. They even took a shot at it, and they almost got his ass. If he wouldn't have moved, they'd have got his ass. All right? And that's bottom line. That's bottom line. Now, they say November 4th is due date. But before November 4th, every person of black lineage, not those who are continuously and frequently practicing to stand upright and understand that we may be connected to another continent. But for the last 400 years, you've been black in America. There is no shame in being black. It's better than being a hybrid Negro, an Afro-American. he has not and will not achieve. He is too busy with his profile and his bad body women. Okay, and to quote Eddie Murphy, that's not sexy. That's not sexy at all. Now, at the end of the day, we have our children, and we have a bumper zone of 2 generations. We have a bumper zone of 2 generations. Compared to Mr. Charlie, he's on a bleeding cup, and he wants an injection of Spanish lineage, not accepting the true American, which is those who are of white lineage and slave lineage. That's the new American. And he reflects both cultures. But there will be no payday for him, that mixed culture, because it's all gone. When a home starting out going to cost you $400,000, there is no middle class. There's not sufficient enough numbers. Not sufficient enough numbers in medical and the technical trade. So they have no choice but to bring in out of the immigrant, which he's not assimilating. He is not even given a forethought to assimilation. His aspect is to make that almighty dollar and to live the fantasy of the American dream. It's just like everybody goes to Disney World. That's the conversation. Now, it might be disheartening. It might be even considered as the random thoughts of a madman. But I think neither one of those are true. But what I do believe is true, that if they don't get their shit and get off their asses and get their asses in gear and take this shit most seriously, okay? Because this bitch is gonna go up. When a bitch at the bottom can't afford shit that is just the everyday needs, you got an issue. When you got individuals in here who don't pay taxes, but you still taxing a bitch in child support. You all child support orders. Because the minute they pull a bitch in child support court, I say you discriminate against me. And I got the proof in your own database. Each and every one of them women who receives Medicaid benefits, food stamps, and cash assistance in any form of fashion that are not U.S. citizens are still governed by the Social Security Act of 1946. And in that, just like every white American, every black American, he don't have to pay child support. No. Because every time they pull me in the child support court, I'll file a racial discrimination suit against the child support agent and pull them in court and give evidentiary of how many non-U.S. citizens, because they can't convict me without giving me clarity, or they can't give me without my Fourth Amendment right. That's what's going on in America. That if bitch don't start stopping the madness that the Democratic Party has created, this kumbaya moment that don't exist and other people paying for it. Shit's real. Shit's real. And the bitch ain't gonna put up no fuss. And when you come to knock on their door, they gonna go. They have no choice. Assets gonna be seized, everything. Because America can't sustain it anymore. They can't sustain it. And once they get rid of the people who don't have legal right to be here, then they're going to see a bumper zone. And it sounds horrible.
Wow.
But only a poor pimp sits around in the middle of winter and watches his house burn down. That's a poor pimp. In America, is the biggest pimp. No, I'm talking. You know me. I'll keep that shit 100. And if you ask me the question, the conversation becomes more intense and more depth. It becomes more clear. You can see parallel.
I have a question for you. Seriously.
Yes, sir.
I saw a program where they stated the facts about not only the illegal immigrants coming to the country and getting EBT cards, places to live, what do they call the debit cards, the magic money, because it keeps getting topped off. And I mean, not so many thousands, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them are coming here. How is it that Kamala Harris can be over the borders for 3.5 years and all of this go on and nobody's saying anything? Now, there's another program I saw where most people are not even noticing the Chinese immigrants coming in, and they have a sophisticated system coming from South America, like an underground railroad, where they have hotels, small hotels, where methodically they're being taken care of in their trek coming up into the country. And they noticed that these are all Chinese men that are of military age, and they're not coming with their families or children. So the thing is that the speculation is that, number one, they're allowed to come here, but who's going to take the credit or who's going to take the weight for allowing this to happen en masse? They already got stuff going on with the Venezuelans, right? But the Chinese are coming here. And to me, because there's not enough eligible people or people interested in joining the armed forces, they're secretly allowing these people to come in, and they'll give you your papers as long as you fight when the war jumps off. So that tells me that either, number one, something's going to jump off militarily in a big way, and they're going to use these illegal migrants, these Chinese and these Venezuelans and others who are all over the country. It's not just in Colorado or here and there. It's all over. Why are they beefing up the population with these guys? Because they're going to give them citizenship as long as you join the military. That's my perspective. But they're erasing black people from the aspect of them giving people.
We're erasing ourselves. We live in a democratic society, and we look, and first I'm asking the question about the border. The border situation had 2 years of resolution to resolve it by removing the Homeland Security Directive, which showed clear malice. Clear. It was not without a doubt that he was asleep at the wheel, and grandma got ran over by a reindeer, all that shit. Okay? That motherfucker was just totally reckless. But the bleeding heart Democrats, once again, they went, they fought on behalf of them and shit. They rigged the deal. They rigged the hearings. You watched the hearings, because I did the hearing. And then I said, well, why should I say anything? Why should I even care? Because if the motherfuckers was going to be dumb enough to do hearings, they must got it already in the bag. They're just trying to get approved. Because without a dumbass, without the bleeding heart, you can't get shit done. Right? Because you got to care. And no, we talking about bitch doing a job, keep your ass sleep good at night without a pistol on your stomach and your wife underneath your ass. But everybody, I'm just trying to keep that shit real, because my sister called me, and she lives in a border state in California, even though she's upstate, and it's going to be divided into 2 states because people ain't going to go for the dumb shit. And it's going to be divided into 2 states because they've already taken the Latino population, and any person who is white or any person who is black, it don't claim Afro-American, is looked at as a racist, as a non-believer, as a stepchild, because they don't like rationality. They don't like self-survival. The whole premise of the Afro-American is to assimilate, to be as like his idol, instead of being as he is and then thriving. There's nothing wrong with being Black American. It's a very strong position with a deep heritage. Afro-American is political ideology. It's a train of thought. It's motivated by fantasy of assimilation. And that's cool if that's what you want to be. But at the end of the day, when that ugly demon, which has always been a scourge of the nation, rears its ugly head, then you'll see. Now, the border, you can't do nothing about that until something pops off. You got Texas, historically independent from Mexico. That's where it's going to pop off at. Because if Biden and keep their approach, they talk about this last deal and Trump said he killed this last deal. I'd have killed it too. Because I was too little, too late when they was hyping you. Nobody, you don't see, they don't bring out the old tapes. And she was supposed to be going down to the border because it's all on tape. Everything that we do for the last 20 years is all on tape. They got her dirty. Anybody who's still confused, they gonna stay confused because they don't know what's going on. All they know, they gotta have this because they sell it on TV, or this one on this, and this is what it's supposed to look like when I go out, or when I do a business deal, I'm supposed to do it like that, and that's how Mr. Tyler like me to look, and I like to look this way. That's why I'm gonna get me a bow tie and shit. Yeah, all kind of crazy shit. Doing crazy shit to impress motherfuckers who's one step other than AI out the door. For real.
Wow.
And they playing games. They playing games. Ain't nobody saying nothing. And like I say, this is not an irrational thought of some old man sitting four walls, don't understand the world. I understand the world. The key is, do you understand the world you live in? So, what hopefully, which I see, and I can't, excuse me, I can't be persuaded by Miss Harris, aka the piss-colored hoe, because piss comes out multicolored, and the way she handled her business, it does come out of sick tail, come out of light. I had too much to drink. Come out, I had too many beers and shit. You understand? Maybe I just go see my Aretha doctor or somebody. You know, pits come out, all kind of motherfuckers. Now, they got her dirty. Her husband, he ain't no better. That bitch wasn't the pick of the litter. He was the only one that was close to the shade of the furniture. Real talk. Nah, he got the chickie fresh across the border. He hit that ass. He made a baby out of wedlock. Okay? She don't care. She won't be the first to lay up with a motherfucker, let her play with her for a position, or be the last. They'll talk about her call girl days, how she moved into the political realm. They talk about her senator days, and if we know the numbers of the senators, what did she achieve? What did she accomplish? Even the garbage man got to come with resume. And just because you talk in circles and you play Mother Goose and you like damn near white, and we caught up in a big C, little C mode in America, Afro-American, I'm what? Not impressed, but how she gonna handle the Chinese? How she gonna get the ass right? You got well, but for them right now, it is right. So how she gonna keep it right? Because she got some shit going on in the Middle East, and that shit get ready to pop off, and it's gonna be for real. Because who gonna stop it? America ain't gonna step in. They in the middle of the election. Israel looking at. I take all of the West Bank. I know my people upset.
He really say that the president of Israel is really the president of the United States. You heard that one?
Well, that's some fantasy. Now, they might be some close business partners, and that might be a settlement under a different flag. Cool. It don't bother me. All right? That don't bother me. That ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm trying to see significant. They live, I live. I know this, that they got their goal. They didn't for that pipeline. If that canal or any of that shit is in jeopardy, that shit gonna pop off like a firecracker. I ain't gotta worry about Chinese. Chinese gonna be right in there too, trying to cut a side deal because they need as much oil as we need oil. And until they find another way, which now they got drones so we can take nuclear power plants off the ticket. It is what it is.
United States seem to have backed off of Taiwan.
They have to, because we don't have a full military industry. We've always relied on subcontractors from Boeing, Nordstrom, Diamag, different vendors to build our weapons system. Our weapon systems, we lost a great deal of our reserves. We did not advance. Under Trump, we advanced a lot in ballistic missiles and early warning systems, but most of that technology has fallen to the wayside because of hacking and because of our electronic security. The security system, which goes from border to border. Okay, we got conflict on one set of border, and we don't know what the fuck is going on. We praying Canada watching our back and shit. So who the fuck want to come through there? And how the fuck you going to supply them without mobilizing general force? So there is no really attack from there. They might come in with some other shit, but we pretty secure. Then push comes to shove, they like they're gonna do too much damage around here. These bitches are large the nuclear weapon. They don't give a fuck. If they can put it on another piece of dirt, they'll drop it. And that's real. Now, inner country, it's gonna be more gang. And that's how that shit gonna start. Colombian, Chinese, they're gonna be gang. And that's gonna be in a war. That's what's gonna kill. Because they don't look at black Americans, they see the Afro-American. That vicious black American make you clutch your pearls and shit. Nah, that motherfucker ain't no play. He's stupid. He walking around with a hoodie on and shit talking. And then if he using the gun, he ain't learning how to stay alive. He just learning how to shoot it and hope he hits him. And he lives to see another day. There ain't no soldier. Soldier don't go into no gunfight. Soldier start a gunfight and make sure he get away out of that gunfight. They just want to die.
Wow.
Because there's no fathers, there's no unity. The middle class, which is the lower middle class now hanging on, has divided from its core roots. They don't go back into the inner city and work on family structure, give stabilization to black children. Okay, if you're going to put them in grouping and give them support in the group, then you have survival of more more, and all this individual shit that ain't gonna get anything. All it's gonna do is destroy more and more the unity. That's why you see the HBU colleges advance so much. They take the pick of the Black Americans, the ones who are capable of reaching the plane, and they remold their mind into a social construct, a group. But even with them, their whole aim and aspiration is negative because they're not doing to the purpose that gave them all this glory. They're not fulfilling. They're not fulfilling their promise. They're giving a lot of looky-loo, but they ain't fulfilling their promise. Okay? Yeah. They need it in food banks, churches, things which gave them the basis and foundation. These things don't exist anymore.
Also, what do you think about the loss of jobs? That, I mean, it's like playing musical chairs and you got 2 chairs and 15 butts trying to sit in the one chair when the music stops. What do you think about artificial
it's going to get worse because
artificial intelligence.
You don't have. Yes,
it's
I
taking
understand.
the jobs away through automation. Like you go to the supermarket,
yes,
you don't
I
have that many
understand.
cashiers, and it's going to take away even on the corporate level. So we got it bad enough, and it just seems like a lot of us.
They won't have no choice. They won't have no choice.
So what we going to do?
You don't understand.
Right.
We're going to do. It's going to be like the old rumor of the reset. The labor base, skill labor base today, those key working periods, and that will be between the ages of 18 and 34, is damn near zip. Okay? It's damn near zip. All right? Skilled labor is for the middle class, which is very little. But most of what they're going into now is in the medical field because it's going to be hell. Nobody's going into contracting because you can't get a job. All right? That's why all of them have to go. They let 20 million in. Is it wrong? I mean, they let 20 million in. Because if you listen to each and every time they put them the number they let in, you time that times 3. So I'm just gonna be the dumb motherfucker in the room, and I'm gonna go with the 20. Okay, because you already had some motherfuckers here before them bitches came in. Or before you noticed that it was a real problem that they was popping up at the border and whooping bitches' asses and busting through. Now, talk about Haiti if you want to. Let ourselves a couple of them rounds. They'll go the other damn direction. Now, this might be, I don't think, nor was I ever thought that something was wrong with survival. If you're a survivor, your children survive, or your loved ones survive, or your family survive. Nowhere in the example of a man was I given a reason for his family not to survive. It makes little to no sense. All right? That has been lost. All right? When you glorify men who will take care your children, but won't take care of his children. It makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
When you ask a woman to stand in as a man example and have a talk with her on how to behave, something wrong with that visual effect. I understand a very male chauvinist point of view. I understand that speaking in that format is unacceptable to a great deal of liberals who are very liberal about uh, everything, everything, you know, and it's cool. But in your beliefs, you got to understand other people have their lives, and maybe your beliefs don't fit into their lives, but because you want to express your joy, or displeasure, of acceptance, that doesn't mean that everyone agrees, and that means everyone doesn't understand your point of view, but live your life. Social change has been crazy, and it's brought chaos and disorder. We look forward to what decision America makes if they go with Harris, which they truly have the right and reconsideration of the American Democrat and Republican, or Republican and Democrat, whatever, that we supposed to talk about this, but they're not talking about this. They're talking around it. They have one point of view which they broadcast, and they make it clear, just like the Olympics, they interject, they tell me how good she is, and I'm going like, really? Y'all just gonna talk these asses and go to it. And they doing a very good job, because there's a lot of bumpoos out there that don't really think that something ain't gonna pop off, that money is out of control, that people don't have. We got more people homeless, but we take care of people who don't even supposed to be here, that's not putting in any money. Are you getting it, Lance?
Yes, I am. Yeah.
They're not kicking in. And if they don't kick in, and they ain't planning on kicking in because they done got in and they getting ready to skeet like roaches. They get ready to skeet, they go hide in their holes, they go make their money, they gonna send back this, they gonna do this, they gonna do that, and shit still gonna be on me. And the left dripping of it right now to Mr. Charlie's last answer. Pray to God to keep that last drip, because that'll keep us both in tune to what's going on. Because if they waiting on a black person to fix shit, them niggas been sold out. I'm dead serious. If bitch come up to you and he tells you you're Afro-American, you better watch out. Better not touch that motherfucker. Better catch your fingers and your thumb. Okay? If that bitch hooked up with some Latinos, you better make sure you can get your fingerprint. For real talk. I'm just trying to help you with this situation that's going down in the great American election. Because the number one fear dealing with the election is that over the last 6 months we've had mega purges of school systems and data from school systems. And I got a funny feeling there's going to be a whole lot of people showing up with papers. Smith, John, a whole lot of shit. Watch what I say.
I
When
believe
you
you.
see the Mexican rider, okay, it's gonna be some ugly. You gonna be able to see white people, black people be cool. He even gonna invite me over. He say, "Yeah, I heard. My cousin, she got your pussy. You can ask her." It's gonna be like that. They already like that, but they
Mm.
gonna be wide open. Okay, it ain't gonna be no more guests who coming to dinner. They looking down the left side of the menu and see which color they want. They prefer you. Just if you got the right breed, or you got potential, or you play ball, or you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So they understand what's going down, and they got to make peace, but they don't know how to a large majority of Caucasian, Anglo-Saxon, Nordic heritage, uh, European background. Did I cover the whole perspective of white?
Oh yeah, you covering it.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, they go in sporadic age groups just like we do, right? And a lot of them trapped in time. A lot of them, their children are progressive, but their children are grandchildren. That they still have a voice in the factor in America and how their culture evolved. But the ones who went through the 80s and 90s are more liberal in their thinking to interact with black, which are the future grandparents. In that, these individuals are more receptive to conversation, that they don't sit, and if they do sit within the Trump uh, uh, vernacular, they're, they're, they're very liberal. They just tired of the bullshit. I don't I don't get a Woody watching some bitch be dressed up like some whatever read the truth. When I heard about the amount of books that they had in the state of Florida just going to waste in a warehouse because we have book bans. When the governor of the state of Florida, he legislates on behalf of a incident of a collapsing of a large building, a condominium with catastrophic damage. Uh, over 9 people were killed. It's a very tragic. People should be held responsible, blah, 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 whatever. But you still got to look at the code inspector and what was uh, the stress test on the building each year, every 3 years, whatever the Corps of Engineers require uh, for the state because they have elevators. They so high in that area. The governor goes, parlays this. She gets these individual Republicans, Democrats. They go all in because they see dollars on the back end for their country ass. Ain't no fucking if we ain't all fucking. It's just enough. It's just one motherfucker getting attacked. So if we're gonna work this secretary right, everybody getting that. So they were all in. They were all in. Then, year and a half later, can't none of them people pay. Hard times in the city, and the bitch don't want to sleep on the street, and he can't pay them HMO pay. And some of the bitches running $875 a month, plus the mortgage you got to pay for buying that bitch. So if somebody getting fucked, ain't gonna be no income. They talk to their Republicans, same Republicans who was down for this shit. Talk to Democrats, same Democrats who was down for this shit. They just changed names. You get it? It's the same party, same two parties. They're making the decisions. That's fucking up this country. Been fucking up this country. Right? Bitches money and wealth go into politics, and they only know their core group. They only know their class group. They only know their interest in their association. They don't understand that they go to represent the lower class because that's where the money's going to come from in the future. Situation's bad. You got bitches season 2 and 5. They all going to make a move because the government got to do shit. They don't want Trump to come in because when he get a look at the book, what they really do. Yeah, remember, he outside. You don't get to look at no books. They've been trying to keep Smith and the lawyers for the last, 3 years? Because that's what's going to really happen. If Trump wins, which I believe he is, I don't think the American people is just that gone. If Harris wins, we are so fucked. You can get ready for a war. No, I'm dead fucking serious. You think this shit is so real.
I know.
Bitch in Honduras need to be concerned about that bitch driving the car. Because the show gonna be somebody else driving Miss Daisy. Trying to tell you, bro, bitch ain't taking this shit serious. Would you take a 4-year-old and let the 4-year-old drive a car? The keys, turn the engine on and shit. Give him a stick to poke the gas, all that dumb shit. Would you? Because she ain't going to be running nothing. You can believe it. Because they're going to be telling her what to do. For real. And even though she say she been practicing and shit, practicing on fucking what? What did she achieve? You tell me what she achieved. I wish somebody tell me what she achieved other than the talking points. I heard that shit on the news. I'm talking about what she achieved. Did she pass the that? Write the shit down so I can look it up. Because she ain't achieved shit. Went to a lot of meetings. Ate some Mexican food. Worked on her tan. Okay. Made me a very sympathetic Kwanzaa card. What the fuck she do? Man, she there?
I'm here, brother Mayhem. I'm just listening to you. I got another question for
you.
Oh,
you taping that shit.
What? But let me ask you something. The Republicans, the white folks, working class Republicans who back in the Obama days gathered up all of their guns and ammo and all of this stuff, to me, they've been very quiet. Very quiet. And I just have a feeling if she wins, there's going to be a lot of people popping off out there. What do you think?
Truthfully, yeah. You got to understand. Okay, and it's going to sound kind of crazy, but it is what it is. We have a non-violent government who will let a group of individuals breach its city space and its capital, do destruction, do bodily harm, and the person came up here. They had a bunch of hearings and whatever. People take that as out of scope because there is no comfort. All right. She comes from an administration where she didn't do nothing but play Mother Goose and talk salad. She ain't good shit. And she's still pandering to make a win. Because they want a first woman, divided woman. It's just to the point that niggas just on their first stuff. Then they believe gotta be a first woman. It ain't time for a first woman. It's time to get the money right. So first woman, want her money right, to take care of the right woman. I can think of a whole lot of women in Congress that's more fit than her to run this nation. But that doesn't make me a diehard misogynist. It just makes me a conscious individual who was fully aware that there's a future coming, and who was accepting of that future coming. But at this junction right here, I'm not accepted as that particular hoe. She a trick. She been a trick. I ain't never had no love for you. You know I ain't never had no love. I don't have no love for that bitch. For real. So, cuz, you gotta understand. I watch Aunt Jemima on Meet the Press. And Aunt Jemima, she speaks for the Democratic Party. She got the purple hair and she's the old vanguard, but she holds the party line because she likes the way she is. She likes the association and kicking comes with a lot of gratuity. So they all gonna talk the same shit. You don't listen to that. Because if you listen to them always talk, listen very carefully to what they say. If you listen very carefully, every time they bring one of these stooges out, he's just so gung-ho. Nobody is perfect. Nobody is so precise in what they're doing that all these people. She ain't done nothing. The bitch ain't even been on a gunboat. She was on Air Force One, and they didn't have ice. She had an issue. All right. And if you ever seen the yellow girl and they ain't got ice and she hot, it is not a pretty sight. Them bitches sweat like a goddamn Hawaiian pig.
Hawaiian
Real talk. Man, you ever seen Hawaiian pig sweat? They put the leaves on it. They put them hot coals down there. They put that whole pig carcass in there, and they cover that bitch up, and they watch that motherfucker sweat. It's for real. Most tender meat in the world, white meat. Oh, no, I'm not gonna say that. But it's very good for the power. If you like Hawaii, it's a tourist trap, and they smoke too much ice up there. But everybody's in their escape mode. And if you was on a popsicle and it ain't but 2-3 islands you go to without spending a life, they can't come back. It is what it is. Okay. America, I won't see it. I will have to live what is going to occur if she becomes president. The situation in Israel is going to get worse because they going to advise her not to give, but to give to Zelensky because he done already broke the flame of Russia. He done already tied. He drawing blood across the board because they fighting for their survival. Mr. Russian name, Vladimir, I can't pronounce his name. He holding on by a thread. He has technology and he has those weapons. And he'll lose time. And it may seem like the Russian Parliament Bureau don't have no control over. But if they already hang on and they people turn against communism, they will get rid of his ass and end this war. Because at the end of the day, you can't end the fight without preparing for living for the next fight. You got to live to win the fight. And the numbers are very large on the Russians have, and the numbers that they have lost. And the United States like it because they buy for time and they sell weapons. And if you was the economy and you don't have no Americans going to die, but you go test your weapon. The Russians been doing it for years. What you thought Korea was, what you thought Vietnam was. These were areas of technological advance in weapons. Because they all want the money.
Right.
Okay. So these are proving ground. These proving grounds change what they went from large tanks now to what do they call it? IVF, which are armed personnel carriers, but they're high tech, which move individuals and you have specialized. It changed. Everything is changed. Numbers is low. But I tell you what, Trump getting ready to put these legal. I can guarantee you this. That's one promise he's gonna keep. That's one promise he's gonna keep. Because that will give him control of the police department. He will have control of everything except for the sheriff's department. That's influence. All right. They're going to clean out the police department because they ain't going to want no mess. And you're going to satisfy the black. They're going to get control of the government. We'll still have state and a representative. These are all the things I'm praying for. All right. But I understand what's going on. And I don't believe that the threat that the Democratic Party has always talked about, the night rider, the cross burn. You understand? Because as long as the Second Amendment still occurs, as long as my people navigate their ships, launch their planes, and drop their bombs, I'm good. Mr. Charlie's confused stepchild. If he truly exists, if he's ready to go on and make his move right now when shit is real fucked up and he ain't got shit either, you might be able to talk to a naive motherfucker that, no, you ain't gonna get shit. You'll get a lot of hate and a lot of lead back. Bitch, this ain't dying like that. They shoot motherfuckers. Like, they walk up, bitch, come on now. They'll give them something to do. Hate to say it. Because the minute Mr. Charlie's children step off with some dumb shit like that, don't you think Ray ain't gonna step off with some dumb shit? Come on.
For real.
Okay? This shit's real. Ain't no buybacks, ain't no talking about against gun violence. And yeah, why we talk about gun violence? How that motherfucker get 147 yards from the bandstand with a presidential candidate is speaking with no reflective glass. But we had, I'm just wondering. See, this kind of shit I took into. Now, America has a violence. Always had a violence. And bitch, like America. Born, bred here, got people swinging from trees and people in the ground. Foreign land and at home. And I'm real comfortable with Mr. Charlie's left gripping of his right nut, the proverbial cousin, Bo, Billy Ray, and Casper, whatever they name their children today, is a man of substance and cut a deal. Let them pop off. Let them talk that shit and start that shit. These boys shoot back. That's real talk. You can send them bitches by the bucket through the border. You'll carry them out through the bag, the crap, back across the border. Then that's America. Now, if the papers is right, they fingerprints is right, and the DNA is right, they ain't got shit to worry about. That's the same quarter they measured me by. That's the same quarter. But have it her way, she got a voting day. And she can probably pull four. Because she ain't trying to keep them out. She ain't even trying to find the ones that's here. And she ain't having no conversation. All of a sudden, you just flip, and everybody's supposed to be cool with it. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, yep. It's real talk, but nobody don't want to have that conversation. They don't want to have that conversation. Right. In America, for that high post, there is a vested interest. Something that's close to heart, something that it has emotional ties. But I don't know what her ties is. Her ties is whatever color she can be at the time she could be. She could be grandma, she could be the lesbian lover, she could be what she all things. So I'm like, I'm every woman. I should. To be a progressive man, to keep my dick in check, to get hard, all that dumb shit. Supposed to have all kind of fantasies about her and get her autograph. No. She moves me in no way. Because I know too much about it. May it be fictional, may it be one's perspective. It all coincides back to her. And I can't see why people are so mesmerized that she's going to be able to keep the monkey off my back and tame the free world. She not the chick. I'm talking four Viagra and a Red Bull and some Pono. She ain't the chick.
I've always said that many black people in America, we know some are just done. They're not waking up. They don't want to wake up. They want to keep their head in the sand. Out of 100% of the people, how much of them are just done? And how much of those who appear to be smart, intelligent, bright, aware, but still hooked on the American delusion, who are done, but we think they're not, and how many are really aware of what's going on in the world? I say those who are just done and those who are dumb, who appear to be smart, is 92%, roughly. I think it's about 8% of us who are really sharp to what's going on in the world, within America and globally. And it may not even be that much of an 8%. It might be 6% of those who are willing to let go of life as it's been when the change comes, who won't freak out. You know what I mean? When changes come, I mean, everything, the walls are closing in and people are just acting like everything is all right. And I know I'm not crazy.
Yes, because they have been conditioned. Party, party, party. It'll be all right. Tomorrow will be another day. Nobody ever expects the party to end. They know it's got to end. Every good thing ends. That's how life is. But they have been through so many changes. There's been so many times that they cried wolf and tried to change their direction, and all they did is become lost even more. But I would give an estimate higher than 8%, but more like 12%. And of that 12%, They understand that a choice has to be made. If you keep running with the mark of the beast, and I know that sounds so biblical, but that is the Afro American. So many claims ain't even got their feet wet now. Okay, and just because Mr. Charlie talked one of his stepchildren into coining a phrase, don't make you a race of people. It just make you a political structure, and you just taking the bum food with you. Now, that 6% that you speak about, they will come to common ground, but it'll be lesser numbers when they come to common ground. They'll try to hold their ground, but they have frail elders, and a lot of them don't want to go back into the senior citizen areas, your VFW, and build a park there and try to save what's left. Because our sons are going to be eat for the grind because they're not going to have no choice. They speak the English language. And Lupe children, I was in deep disagreement with our people learning Spanish. I felt that it was pushed upon us, but now with the current changes, that I think it would be best that we do learn the language because it's going to make a difference. It's going to make a difference because they the ones who got a way to stay when Trump becomes in office are going to be hell to deal with. They're going to be very cleansed, but they already positioned during the 4 to 6 years that this madness has been going on. And it's going to be a lot of pushback because a lot of our young men don't have the art. They don't have the trade. They have the labor after they go to jail. Then they find out that they don't have no formal education. They don't have to work. It's going to be tight. So I advise everybody, you have to listen to Mr. Political. I have been correct in your time. I'm no Nostradamus. I thank Lance for always having the opportunity to let me view my view, till we say. I have been ill, but I am feeling better. I thank all those who are inquired, but go to the poll. Do not be persuaded. Do not be misled. Do not stand in division. As long as your blood runs from that ground which we have traveled, that our blood has been spilled in the Democratic, not the Democrat, but the Democratic format which gives us our freedom. You can go to the poll and you can vote for Trump. You ain't gonna take your gun without taking Mr. Charlie's gun. Make sure your gun legal. You cross your plane, make sure you fall in, not out. This is your boy, Mr. Political. And thank you, Lance.
Oh, no problem, man.
And I'm out.
Have a good night, brother. I'm going to hit the sack. That was good, though. Thank you. We'll talk tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right?
Yes, definitely. That's what I look forward to.
Thank you, brother.
Bye, bye, bye.
Right, peace.
LANCESCURV.com. Bold, raw, and uncut.